Hey everyone, it's Ladon. Hope you're doing well. I wanted to come on really quickly to talk about three common mistakes we make when we transition to natural or we big chop. All right, so this post is actually inspired by a recent posting I saw on Facebook, and I thought, you know what, no one ever talks about this, and we really need to make the information, available. As vloggers, we should make this information available so that, folks can learn from it and not make these mistakes. I made the mistake, so, I don't want you guys to do it. So essentially what happened was there was a young lady who posted a picture and she asked what her hair type was because she was having a really difficult time, determining what it was. And, when you looked at the picture, it was obvious that this girl, although she thought she big chopped several months ago, she actually still had like at least an inch and a half of relaxed ends on her hair. So, the reason she was having a difficult time determining what her hair type was because she had not BC'd properly. So big chopping, for those of you who don't know, means that you've cut your all of your relaxed ends off down to the new growth. Usually big chopping indicates that you're cutting your hair so low that it will be faded or very close to your scalp. There's another term called a mini big chop, and that means that you have probably transitioned for a period of time. You may have tried to do it for just a couple of months, or you may have done it for 15 months like I did, and then decided to cut those relaxed ends off. So whether you BC or whether you transitioned and did a mini BC, one of the common mistakes we make is that when we do the big chops or mini big chops ourselves, we think we've cut off all of our relaxed ends, but we haven't. Sometimes it can be very difficult to discern where your relaxed ends and where your new growth begins, where that is on the strand. So for me, what happened was I went to a natural hair professional and I had her shape my hair. When I went in, I realized that I still had relaxed ends on my hair. It was only like a quarter of an inch of relaxed ends, but in some spots, but it was still there. So, remember, if you're having a difficult time, determining what's going on with the ends of your hair after you've transitioned, it could be because you've not cut off all of those relaxed ends. And again, that's a pretty common thing, to occur. So don't feel bad if it happens. Okay, so after your BC, some women notice that they have what looks like straight hair or straw-like hair or hair that doesn't necessarily curl. It looks odd. It feels odd. They'll have that kind of hair growing out of their scalp and be like, what is going on? And that is caused by something, or that is something that's called scab hair. It does happen to some women when they've newly big chopped. And all that is the chemicals from the relaxers you've been applying to your hair over however many years or what have you. Those chemicals begin to impact the hair that is growing out of your hair. It gets under the scalp, and it actually causes those hairs to then, for a period of time, grow out straight. So it's nothing to be like scared, about. It won't always be that way. I believe scab hair can remain scab hair. Okay, so this is going to sound scary. So this doesn't happen to everyone, okay? But for some women, it happens as much as 6 months to a year, where their hair continues to grow out like that for as long as 6 months to a year. A lot of women only have it for just a few months, and then it stops, and then they actually see their natural hair texture growing out of their scalp. So, scab hair is another reason after you BC that your ends could look straight. Okay, so the last thing it's really important to know when you're big chopping or even if you're mini chopping is that, when you first begin to work with your new hair, the hair texture you see is not going to be the hair texture you're necessarily going to have for the duration of your natural hair journey. Okay, so once you BC, don't focus so much on, well, what is my texture? Am I 3? Am I 4? Am I 2? Don't worry about that because, in one sense, it doesn't matter because you'll get there to a point where you'll understand what your hair texture is, but you're not going to be able to even see that if you don't really understand your hair itself. What it likes, what it doesn't like, and again, if you don't take the time to develop that moisture regimen and that protein balance regimen for your specific head of hair. All right, so I hope this information is helpful. If you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to leave them in the comment section below. And I guess I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.